Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to get this done sooner, but so many chores to do today. It's February 13th, 2024, the day before Valentine's Day. Anyway, we've got an important topic to discuss, but this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to my channel, newcomers. The topic of today is going to be, I don't know, can I say the word on TheyTube? Well, it's going to be Kentucky HB506. It's a bill that was introduced recently. And it is one of 8 states that have already submitted similar bills to their state. This involves geoengineering. This involves clean air. It involves the atmosphere preservation. Okay, so Kentucky HB 506 it was submitted to the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and it finds and declares the atmospheric polluting activities involving the intentional release of polluting emissions, including weather modifications, stratospheric aerosol injections, solar radiation modifications, and other forms of geoengineering, to endanger human health and safety and the environment. It threatens the air, water, soil, water life resources. It disrupts agricultural operations and potentially interferes with aviation, state security, and the economy of the Commonwealth. Pursuant to the 10th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States and the inherent right for Kentucky citizens to engage in thoughtful deliberation and determine public policy by voting, the citizens of the Commonwealth do not consent to any unconstitutional actions or efforts made by the federal government or international bodies that intentionally release polluting emissions into the Commonwealth's atmosphere through geoengineering, cloud seeding, weather modification, or any other means, and to preserve the safe and healthful uses of the Commonwealth's atmosphere for its people, environment, agriculture, and to improve beneficial climate efforts. It is necessary to prohibit geoengineering and to provide for the enforcement and penalties for violative activities. This is good. Section 2, subchapter of the KRS Chapter 224 is created to read as follows. As used in sections 1 through 3 of this act, except that the extent of any conflict between this section and the provisions of KRS 224 1-010, the provision of KRS 224 1-010 shall prevail and control 1. Aerosol injection, quote unquote. It means the release of reflective sulfate or other aerosol particles in the stratosphere by high altitude planes, tethered balloons, high altitude blimps, artillery, or any other means. 2. Artificial intelligence or AI. It means systems or machines that mimic human intelligence to perform tasks that can iteratively improve themselves based on the information they collect. 3A. Atmospheric contaminant means any type of aerosol, biological, non-biological, or hazardous agent, chaff, genetically modified agent, metal, radioactive material, vapor, electromagnetic radiation or field, mechanical vibration, particulate of any kind, or any air pollutant regulated by the Commonwealth, and any combination thereof. And guess what, folks? Once these bills are enacted and there's a law created for your state, that applies to any of this stuff being directly spread over any targeted person's property. Just saying. 3B, atmospheric contaminant. It does not include any engine exhaust from an aircraft using unadulterated certified aviation fuel. Number 4, atmospheric polluting activity means any deliberate, get this, deliberate release of an atmospheric contaminant by any human or by artificial intelligence or any combination thereof that occurs in the atmosphere and that may have harmful consequences on human health, the environment, or agriculture. Number 5, chaff, CHAFF, means aluminum-coated silica glass fibers, typically dispersed in bundles containing millions of inhalable fibers, which break apart and fall to the ground. Number 6 is cloud seeding, quote unquote. It means a type of weather modification that involves the deliberate introduction of various substances into a cloud in order to induce or increase participation from that cloud. Number 7, commissioner, quote unquote, means the commissioner of the Department for Environmental Protection. 8, department means the Department of Environmental Protection. 9, entity means any individual, trust, firm, joint stock company, corporation, quasi-governmental corporation, non-governmental organization, a partnership, association, a syndicate, a club, a college, a university, any agency, subdivision, or instrumentality of federal, state, or local government, or any interstate or international governance body. 10, geoengineering means the intentional manipulation of the environment through an atmospheric polluting activity to effect changes to the Earth's atmosphere or surface, including but not limited to the practices of weather modification, aerosol injection, and cloud seeding. 11, hazardous means a substance of physical agent that by nature is harmful to living organisms, property, or any other valuable interests. Oh, I would imagine that goes for grass and soil. Like the criminals that hovered over my house and burned and dropped stuff on my property to pollute it. An individual means a natural person. A maser means a device using the simulated emissions of radiation by excited atoms to amplify or generate radiation in the microwave range. Number 14, physical agent means a source of energy that may cause injury through excessive exposure, including but not limited to radio frequency, microwave, and other electromagnetic radiation and fields, biometric pressure, temperature, gravity, mechanical vibration, and sound. Number 15, the release means any activity that results in the issuance of atmospheric contaminants, such as the emitting, transmitting, discharge, or injecting of one or more nuclear, biological, chemical, physical agents into the ambient atmosphere, whether once, intermittently, or continuously. Number 16, solar radiation modification means any attempt to reduce global temperatures by reflecting more sunlight into space or allowing more infrared radiation from the Earth to escape that would naturally occur. And 17, weather modification. It means the changing, controlling, or interfering with, or attempting to change, control, or interfere with the natural development of cloud forms, participation, barometric pressure, temperature, conductivity, or other electromagnetic or sonic characteristics of the atmosphere. Okay, so now this is a 10-page document. I'm on page 4. But you get the drift here. Okay, so now this bill, it is entitled An Act Relating to Geoengineering. The person who introduced the bill is Representative Steve Rawlings, District 066, ironically. And there are sponsors of the bill: Josh Calloway, Jim Gosh, John Hodgkins, Candy Massaroni, Marianne Proctor. There are going to be more and more. So Kentucky now has a bill that's being sponsored, HB506, during the regular session, the Kentucky State Legislature, to prevent the geoengineering, the weather modification. Kentucky joins Rhode Island, New Hampshire, South Dakota to prohibit polluting weather engineering activities, Illinois, Weather Modification Act, Connecticut, SB302, Maryland's cloud seeding ban of 1965, and Pennsylvania's Weather Modification Law of 1967. So this page that I'm looking at here, this is a great website. It's called zeroengineering.com. Zero is spelled out. Let me show you. There's something really unique on here on the Take Action page. Okay, and let me scroll down. Let me show you. They make it so easy for you to send your representative a letter. I did it yesterday, and they sent the letter for me and sent me a confirmation email. Their website is already set up with a list of all the legislators, the names, addresses, email addresses, and all you need to do. You see, this is the letter. I'll read it. Dear legislator, like most Americans, I do not consent to the United States allowing for stratospheric aerosol injection, which is SAJ, and other atmospheric experimentation involving the intentional polluting of our atmosphere. SAJ experiments contaminate the air, water, and soil, threatening life and property. Please review the reference citations below. So there are reference citations here explaining about the aircraft platforms and the aerosol injection systems that are being utilized. So I'm going to scroll down here, and then it says, of course, thank you for taking legislative action, etc. All you have to do is scroll down here, fill in this form, and hit send. And it populates your information, your email address, and if you want any extra comments here. And then to send the letter, it automatically sends it to your state's representative. So guys, there is no excuse for not completing this letter here. It does it all for you, free of charge. All you do is add your name, your email address, your postal code. Any additional comments, send the letter, and they will send it directly to your state's representative on your behalf and send you a confirmation email. Like it's immediate. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's wonderful. Wonderful website. It's zeroengineering.com. On this page, and they are not a nonprofit, but they do collect donations, and the donations are basically for these lab tests. And what they have done is they have a map of the lab tests reports, all those little red dots of where they have tested the atmosphere and the ground. Right? So all of those states, And then they provide here a copy of the reports for those states. This is a great website for you guys. It tells you what's being dropped in the air, like aluminum, barium. There's one here, a sulfur. I can't make out this other one. I've not heard of it before. Let's see. And it doesn't actually allow me to increase it. It starts with an S. Strodius or something, sulfur. But aluminum is the first one. Aluminum and barium, these are neurotoxins. They're neurotoxins that should not be floating around in the air for you to inhale. They're also, they have been removed from some of the jabbies because of all the negative side effects. It is a neurotoxin. It's being spread in the air. So this is a great website, zeroengineering.com. And what's great is they have a take action drop down where you can take action in various countries. They have the lab results, so you can see how they tested it and what the results are. They've got a reference library, an article here, a list of patents. So if you're doing research on this, there's a list of patents and then photos. They have a whole bunch of sites that they're affiliated with. One is called geoengineering.com. The other is 05g.com, 0gmo.com, zeomandatorythejab.com, and then they have a merchandise store. There's a history of their website and there's like one woman who's single-handedly doing all of this. It's a wonderful, wonderful website. Another website on this topic is Geoengineering Watch. Pretty much a lot of you guys know who he is on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel, Geoengineering Watch. And he's got an interesting website here as well. A lot of chock full of great information. But to summarize it, Kentucky, I'm going to give you a little check mark, Kentucky, for getting on the bandwagon here because it's really bad what they're doing to the skies here. Kentucky has joined some other states to make number 8 states now that are sponsoring bills to prevent weather modification, cloud seeding, and geoengineering. So anyway, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. This adorable little picture, this is a hand painting by Sawlight42 on eBay. She painted it last year. And this is what happens, you know, when there is no cloud seeding, when there is no interference, animals are happy, plants are happy, grow prolifically when there's no interference. So here you go. This is, let's see if I've got it here. 2021. But I hope everybody's doing well. Please hit the thumbs up and feel free to share this information. If your state is not listed here, let's get your state listed. I know, you know, being a targeted person, there's just so much work. There's just so much work to be done here. But the seeding of the clouds and the interference of the atmosphere makes everything that happens to a targeted person worse. And the fact that these planes and copters and drones are deliberately flying over a target's property and home, polluting it, you think it just stays on my property? With all the rain we've had, and that my house is on an incline, do you think all of that stays here? Everything that they throw on my property, when we get those heavy rains, it's seeping into the ground and depositing all of that, all those toxins in the county creek. It's polluting the water. It's polluting the ground and groundwater. It's polluting the water for fish and turtles and those little crawdaddies. and the birds that swoop down and eat these things. When a target's property is intentionally, deliberately sprayed with toxins, it doesn't only stay on my property. So keep that in mind, criminals. Oh, I'll have another video coming up soon. It's about visualizing every time these creatures do something to you. If you know what they look like, or even if they don't, there's a technique called visualization, and I was discussing it. Actually, it was brought to my attention by a targeted woman here in Kentucky that I work with sometimes on these kinds of bills. So I'll bring that to you real soon. I was going to do it yesterday and just didn't get around to it, but I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to post this for you guys. Hit the thumbs up. Like, comment, share if you feel inclined to do so, and I will talk to you soon.